our lives where we're tested for the first opportunity is the people we grew up with. People that love us. Think back in your life. Tell me the people who's put up with your faults the most. Tell me the people that's put up with your negative attitude, your selfishness, your shortcomings. Who's picked up after you when you were lazy enough to pick up your own clothes? Preaching to myself this morning. Who's put up with all your junk? Who's endured you? It's your mom and daddy. Then your wife probably had to finish the job. It's your family. But we'll talk a little bit more about that later. The field of favor. Have you identified your field of favor? One of the interesting things about the field of favor, it may not cost you anything to enter it, but it'll cost you to stay in it. Staying in the field of favor requires the right obedience, the right actions, and one of the biggies is it requires the right attitude. We talked a little bit last week about having the right attitude. God's not guaranteed to give you another field of favor if you left the old one the wrong way. I'm not saying you should never quit a job. I'm just saying remember Elijah. If God's moving to another field, He's going to provide provision. He's going to provide instruction of where to go. I believe that sometimes in the house of God, when we have struggles, and in the workplace having struggles finding new jobs, if we trace back the way we left our old job, sometimes we have our answer. If we leave our old job because we didn't get our way and we became bitter or angry, or we showed disrespect or dishonor, God remembers that. God remembers that. We're not instructed on the way that we should leave a job or leave a church, or if we're dating as teenagers, how do we leave somebody? We don't leave somebody as a little teenager dating by destroying their self-worth and tell them they're not good enough for us. Right. We build them up and just say that season's probably come to an end. Potiphar liking Joseph for a day wasn't the key. Joseph being liked for Potiphar for years. That's how he moved into the area of favor. Next week we're going to be talking about relationship rescue, how to stay in love for a lifetime. I see people who make mistakes. They say, well, I'll just start over with a new spouse. If some of you got divorced today, you already got a plan of action. I want to go to Gold's Gym and lose 30 pounds. I want to go and let Sandy redo my hair and get up to the 2010, get out of the 80s. Then I'm going to go down and get all that free makeup at Dillard's painted on my face and get up to times. My Lord, if you'd done that with your old husband, he'd probably kept you a little bit longer. Don't be waiting until you get kicked out to start self-improving. Every time I see a woman in church lose 30 pounds, you better watch out. She wanted to upgrade. She done found a defect on her old one, worse than a gas pedal on a Toyota. She's looking to upgrade. Trade you in. Sometimes when we're in the field of favor, we need to work hard to stay there. We need to fight for the field of favor because it's a good soul. Last week we discovered the biggest problem that the prodigal son made wasn't that he spent all his money, lost all his friends. When he left the field of favor of his father's house is when nothing else went right. Amen? Amen. Number 3, honor God's given change.